dude.
All right, I'm going to bring
Roll
us in.
it.
What
Roll them hard.
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let me look at flights for Sunday.
Flights?
Yeah.
We
Are you
just
taking
flying.
a chopper?
No, I'm in Pittsburgh this weekend. We're talking about watching the game on Sunday. So I'll look at flights.
I mean, you don't have to bust your balls to make it.
All right, I'm
Yeah,
going
but
to bring
that's
us
fun
in.
though, man.
It is fun. I mean, I'm excited about it.
And
I already
Murphy's
feel like
wanted to
they're not going to
watch.
let me talk.
I
in this
should text
episode.
Murphy as well.
What's happening here?
What?
That was too strong of a not letting me in. You guys were barreling
Listen,
into a...
This was.
I'm bringing the episode in, and you're talking about flights.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
No, shut up. Matt Wayne's here. He's going to shut up for the rest of the episode.
I'm gonna
don't shut
shut
up.
my hole.
You.
No, I feel bad because we're gonna watch a football game. You're like a dad, and then I don't think you live in Jersey, but you should come too. I don't want to not invite you.
We have a strict no dad rule.
I wasn't upset until you brought up that point, and now I'm upset. I was just annoyed that you guys wouldn't let me into the conversation, and now I'm realizing you're not even inviting me.
But I just realized my mistake, and I am retroactively inviting you.
All right, I won't be there, but
See,
I
this
do.
is why I didn't
Maybe
invite you.
Sunday? I'll bring my kids.
Bring both kids.
Calvin and Luke, they love wings. And Luke, he'll throw. Oh yeah, he's a problem, man. That guy throws something right in your face. They don't care. He'll
They
scratch
can
your eyes
watch
out.
two men either, have all their dreams fall apart or be triumphant.
All right, who are the two men?
Well, I guess three men.
Yeah, well, you
You
said
count.
other people are coming too,
You're a
right?
man.
Well, Greg will be there.
Greg will be there.
What game is this?
Oh, well, first is Commanders Eagles.
Someone needs to tell me right now what the Commanders are. This is
I
the
think it's
second
supposed
time
to
I'm hearing
be
this.
like a commander in chief because it's Washington, D.C.
Oh.
Or it's supposed to be like commanders because the Pentagon is there. Like there's some commanders in that building probably.
So they were the Redskins. I'm
Yes,
guessing.
they were.
'Cause
And
it used to be
then they were
Washington
the
Redskins.
football team, but you can't trademark or make an IP out of the words football team. Like legally, you can't do it. You can't make money off of it.
You can't make money off of what?
Just being called the football team.
So they call themselves that?
They did. It was like an in-between between Redskins and the Commanders. They were the football team. And just when the fans were like, I kind of like having this dumb, generic word of the team, they were like, now you're the Commanders. It's like,
They should have changed the one letter. Like the FOOTBAL. The football team. Right? Just so they can get the money.
yeah, you're right. Just
The
change one
football
thing.
name. That's what I do. Or it's like a 4 instead of an F. You know? The 4. You know what? You do the math. I'm riffing.
Yeah, like a screen name.
Football team. Yeah, like a screen. Football X.
Right.
You know?
That one's
Football
taken.
team 69.
And that's happening right now with Utah, the hockey team. They're the Utah Hockey Club. But
I love this. I heard this yesterday.
yes, but they only can be this for this year. Next year, they're going to be like the Snowmen or the Outlaws or something.
Both those names are great, though. The Snowmen.
I think so too. I think this or the what are the snowmen called?
Snowman is great.
No, they're not going to go that
Abominable snowman?
generic. Yeah, well, you don't abominable.
The abdominal? The abdominal
I
snowman?
just avoid that word. Abominable.
Yeah, I always get close to that word and then take a left.
Yeah,
every
like-
time. I'm never confident enough. I have
Never.
to say it so many times to really get indomitable.
Dude, no, call them.
Dominical Sue.
Call them the abdominal snowman. And it's just a snowman who is ripped.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah, then you make that
snowman
mascot.
abs.
The names they're considering are Utah Blizzard, Utah Outlaws, Utah Mammoth, Utah Swarm, Utah Venom, Utah Yeti,
Yeti.
and
Yeti's
Fury.
cool.
Fury?
Fury. Can you say them again, Alex?
Is it too late to call them the Hawk
Well, the problem is,
the Utah Hawk Tuas? Just bring
well,
her
she's
back.
like a billionaire now. Maybe she can invest.
She also might be going to jail.
Oh, she hawked too many tours.
She hawked too many Tuas.
Damn.
Some
The
crypto
options
thing.
are Blizzard, Outlaws,
Blizzard.
Mammoth, Swarm, Venom, Utah, Yetis, and Fury.
I like the
like-
mammoth or yeti.
I like outlaw or yeti. What mammoth is like? Just what is that like a?
A woolly mammoth.
Oh, that's like a big elephant in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
well,
good.
yeah, no, they were. I think they were like dinosaur times elephants.
Yes, that's right.
They
But
sh-
you can't do snow though because avalanche already exists in Colorado. So I feel like it's kind of a ripoff to be like we're also snow.
Yeah,
I would like to
Blizzard
also
Fury sucks.
bring this into Talktown.
Sure.
How do we name teams in Talktown? First of all, before we get to that,
Oh, yeah.
we'll be right back. We're here with Matt Wayne.
Oh right.
Matt Wayne, who's got a special
kinda
out right now.
sidetracked.
It's called what?
Take a sniff.
Take a Sniff.
That's right.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
I knew it. I know all this. I'm asking you because it's like a rapport.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's a fun thing. Is it good?
Oh, it's
I loved it.
Do you like it?
I
it'll
loved it.
change your
I watched
life. It will.
It was better than I thought.
It's a good product. Thank
That's
you.
what most people are saying in the comments.
Huh?
That's what most people are saying in the comments.
You know why?
They're like,
Because
oh, wow, a lot better.
Matt Wayne has always been funny. We started comedy together, and you've always been great. But I thought I knew all your material. And then I saw the special. I was like, I don't know any of this. I haven't seen you in a long time. Our friendship is not what I thought it was, and I haven't seen you in too long.
That's not true. It is. What
Will
it
it
is.
always be?
It always will be. We pick up right where we leave off.
Yeah. I'll call you on the way home from a Soul Joel gig.
Yes.
And just go, it's not a tumor. And you just know right where we're at.
You called me from Soul Joe's though, and you were like, "I'm off the road. I'm not on a road anymore, Matt. I gotta go."
What?
I will say, hanging up with Greg is always an emergency.
Yeah, I was like, I hung
on
up
the
the
other
phone
end
and I
of
was
the
like,
line, an emergency has happened, and then I've learned early on in the friendship, I would be like, hey man, was everything okay? And he's like, oh yeah, it was fine. Like it's always fine.
So
Yeah, you're
sometimes
here on the other
it
side.
is an
You made it.
emergency. But what I have started doing is that I hate landing the plane in a conversation, or I hate it because you ever. So if you just abruptly go, I gotta go.
Yeah, right.
People will just hang up, and you can get back to.
"Ooh,
It's the best.
I like that. That's a
My-
classy move."
My dad and my friend Tom, who I love so much, they love to get a little extra in at the end. And I'll say this, I know I do it too. I always try to get you for a few more drinks at the end of a conversation. So to fight that, I just go, oh, I gotta go. And then people just go, they'll hang up on the phone on you.
So there was no imminent danger.
That time there was. I don't remember where it was. I was super lost. I got super lost out of nowhere or something. But that time it did happen.
And you left me a voicemail last weekend that was just like, "Hey Matt, what's up? It's Greg. I'm just gonna say it. You're a fucking idiot." Yeah, it was fun.
That's
No, you were being
fun.
funny. You were being funny.
Seemed really mean.
No, it was a
That's
joke. It was a
funny.
joke message. You were being funny. You brought it around. Max Fine was in the background.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what that's about.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Well, also, yeah, we got this other thing cooking right now. We got to talk about a few things today. We'd like to get onto that. Also, I got to tell you guys. So you guys got to help. Well, first of all, Allison's not here. We should just say
Oh
that.
right, yeah, a lot happening.
Yeah, Allison's not here because she had something came up. I don't know, maybe another abortion or something. I don't know. Oh, why did I say that?
Well, get him in while you can.
Well, yeah, this is the last one she does without it being a Patreon episode.
Right,
The last one.
right. How many one-man shows can you put on if you just keep having them every week?
Keeps it going.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, no, she had to do something. So Matt's filling in for her. Also, I turns out I have depression. I didn't know. That's what happened this week.
You found it.
Yeah, I don't know. I went to the doctor and she was like, I have this awesome doctor now. It's a thing you pay like $100 a month and you can talk to them as long as you want and you can call them whenever you want. This
pretty
woman
good.
has
Call
no
them.
idea what she's in for.
I'm just gonna say it. You're a fucking idiot.
As long as you end with a medical question, I could just be like, hey, I don't know. I'm driving home. I don't know how my career's going, but can you got any Tylenol? And then they have to do it.
You think there's a time limit? Like it has to be a certain amount of minutes before you ask a medical question, or you can just throw it in at the end. There's no.
This is one of those things where you haven't yet created the rules that you need to. And you found the guy that's going to make you create more rules.
Right.
Because there's I could just call as much as I want. Well, I'm going to call every day and where I'm going to try to talk to you every day until you start putting shit on the website. That's yeah, you can't call me about your sister's problems, or whatever. So I was talking to her for 2 hours and she's awesome. I love this doctor, but, we just getting. She's like, I'd like to just get to know about you and what you're going on, And she moved to this point where she goes, "Do you feel?" She goes, "You ever feel hopeless?" She started aiming it, and I went, "What do you mean hopeless?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, I don't know. I know that the end, and no matter what I do, it won't matter because when you die, nothing happens, and then eventually everyone on Earth is going to die, and it doesn't matter, and then eventually the Earth is going to die, and nothing we do has any purpose, and there's no reason for any of this." And she was like. So I'm thinking Wellbutrin. I think we're going to start you on a little bit of Wellbutrin. And I was like, what? And she was like, take this test. And I took this test. And I was like, if you get over 10 points, you have depression. And it was 35. But I was like, I didn't know because it was.
And is it one of those tests though where sometimes you take these? This is probably different
Go ahead.
this is a medical test. But
Right.
you take those tests where it's what Golden Girl are you?
Yes.
Or something.
That's so funny.
It said I was Danny
yeah.
DeVito.
If he says all that and she goes, so Gryffindor.
Yeah. It'd be funny if the
But then
depression thing.
so then you're trying to curb you're trying to
Yeah,
sway your answers. You're
totally.
like, I don't want to be Sophia, you know.
Yeah. They should get one of those hats. One of those hats from Harry Potter that tells you
sorting
if you have a sorting hat to tell you if you have depression. It's like you have
Just
ADHD.
that quickly, yeah.
Which house you're in? You're either in Wellbutrin house, Sertraline house, Zoloft house.
It's like, oh, you're a schizophrenic. It's like, wow, awesome.
Do you remember?
Take these pills.
We did that years ago when the Harry Potter test was circulating in the old apartment with James. James got so mad dog, you know. He got so into it. Like he would pop out of rooms and be like, "Bubbles, what'd you get?"
And you're like, I haven't
He was
done
like,
it. Yeah.
"I'm taking it again. I got Hufflepuff. I don't like it."
Yeah. So now he's manipulating the test.
It's like a choose your own adventure at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
But anyway, Greg, yeah.
No. So I'm not high this episode.
You're turning. I'll turn with you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not
Ooh,
high.
it's
but I
nice
also know that this medication is also. She's like, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna make you feel really, it's gonna regulate your brain shit. So like, I'm just feeling like really weird and crazy and anxious and whatever. So you guys got to deal with that.
I think
You seem pretty chill,
Yeah, you seem
man.
pretty even keel.
You seem like super chill.
That's because I
Yeah.
got all hands on deck right now, being
Yeah.
like, stay on target. Don't get mad. Don't get frustrated. I almost yelled at you guys before because you wouldn't let me talk. I felt like, but you probably weren't doing anything wrong.
What are you feeling like real side effects and differences from the medication?
I'm very testy. Very, very fucking
Really?
testy. Yeah, yeah.
What-
I can
being
just
testy?
snap early. I yelled at Tita today. That wasn't great. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm in the kitchen and I'm holding a toaster, trying to put the toaster down to plug it in because we don't have one
A
of those.
toaster, like you got multiple.
But some people have
There
a
are many
toaster space.
toasters.
No, we're the same way. You gotta take it out.
You got to take it out.
and then if it hits anything in that journey, all the crumbs come out.
I want to make enough money that I have a house where I can just leave the toaster out, right?
Yes.
So I'm pulling the toaster out.
They gotta
Yeah.
They gotta make a self-cleaning toaster, which is just doing the breadcrumbs for you.
Right.
So I don't know what it is.
Or eats them. Let it eat the breadcrumbs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Just
A
like
little mouse in there.
Why don't they put a mini Roomba? You know what I mean? Like a Roomba the size of
Yeah.
a thimble that
And
just
it
goes in
cruises
there.
around.
Exactly.
Sucks up the crumbs.
These sound crazy. I don't want to ruin, but you got a little mouse in there, right? And it on a little treadmill, and it powers the toaster, so you don't got to plug it in, and it gets fed by the breadcrumbs.
How do you shield the mouse from the heated up coils?
Well, you give him a little silver jacket.
so cool.
You give him sunglasses, and you paint his nose white.
Oh man,
You little beach setting
He's like
down
a little
there.
lifeguard.
He'll be like, the sun's out. He knows. Give him a little
Time to get
pool.
on the treadmill.
Yeah.
I like this. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get all these breadcrumbs out. That'd be fun. So I don't live in a toaster-heavy house. So I'm pulling the toaster out. And I got
What are you
two hands.
toasting?
Toast. Bread.
Okay, well,
I
some
don't
people
toast
throw
toast,
in
I
some
toast bread.
Eggos. I don't know.
No, that's a good question. But I in the morning I was doing breakfast. I give Calvin, he likes a little cream cheese on his toast. And then his brother likes peanut butter. So I make him a little toast. I put it on
I'm
there.
a peanut butter man myself.
Right? And so I go to make the toast. And my wife hands me a giant glass, to put it away. And I'm like, I got the toaster in my hand. And she was like, well, put this over there. And I go, I got the fucking toaster in my. I'm in the middle of something. This can wait. I didn't yell yet, but I was like, this can wait. And she was like, they don't even need toast. And I went, no, I'm doing breakfast. I know what this is what on me. You don't get to tell me what they need. They don't need it. Of course they don't need it. But I'm gonna give it to them because they like it. It's fine, But I don't like when people hand me things when I'm in the middle of something.
Sure.
Like if I got a cup, if I'm cleaning and then someone hands me a wet rag, I fucking lose it.
It's a conflict of interest.
And I
Yeah.
fucking lost
Right.
it because I have ADHD and I think it's like they say it's like it's a executive function disorder. And so right now my executive function is we got to get this toast done.
Right.
And then she's like, no, we got to put this cup away. And I'm like, I'm 9 years away from cup away. Cup never needs to be away. Are you out of your fucking mind? I'll put the cup away at 6 o'clock tonight. Nothing changes.
Just jam the fucking glass into the toaster. You like that? You happy? Now everything's toasted.
So I snapped. And she also snapped. And then the kids are looking. Now Luke's looking at Calvin and he's like, put the glass away. And Calvin's like, I don't want to put the glass away. I'm like, they're fucking listening to us.
That's great.
Did you ever think about getting the whole family on the Wellbutrin so you're all going through it together?
Oh, that's a good idea.
I know. I was thinking about getting Tita on this stuff too, so we could really fight. Like
Then you'll both
let's
be
have
testy.
a real fight.
Testy
Yeah.
v testy.
Just two people
Right.
getting it all out.
And she's like, what's with me today? And you're like, you don't even know. I've been putting Wellbutrin in your cheese for 6 months.
That's the thing I feel weird about.
Put it in the cheese.
Is that this is going to sound a little. It's cultural. It's not racist. But these Asians, they don't like to really show their emotions as much. Now, Tita's very good for them, right? But she's still one of these. Good for them. You know, she, as one of them, she's doing pretty good. But I don't think she's ever fully had a rage out, but like once she hit me once, and I was like, that's good for you. It wasn't hard. I had a puffy jacket on, so it's like an airbag,
Is it Gore-Tex?
You're like one of the little mouse.
What?
You're like a little mouse in a toaster cleaning this thing up.
And she whacked me, and I was like, good. I felt it. I was like, I feel it growing. Yes,
you're like
that
the
anger.
Emperor from Star Wars.
Yes, strike me down.
Yes,
I become
search your feelings.
You will become more powerful than you could ever imagine.
He's so funny, that Emperor in Return of the Jedi. He gets so sassy when he's talking to them. He goes, "Oh, and I do think the reflective shields will be working when your friends arrive."
It will
He's like
be
so
quite operational
yes.
when your friends
It'll be
arrive.
quite operational when your friends die. The whole thing was a bit. It's the only time he has joy of being so sithy.
Yeah.
Oh, and I do think your friends are gonna die. Oh my God!
It was all a trap to get the rebels.
I do.
Yes, I'm furious.
That when he is, when is that? That's in the last Star Wars.
That's in Jedi, yeah.
ROTJ.
No, but when he's like, when he's talking to who? Ray, when he's saying "strike me down" a bunch.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is the last
so
one.
funny.
That is.
He said strike me. I only watched that movie once.
That's
and
like his thing.
Yeah, it goes on. I just wish it went on. It goes on for too long, and I just wish it went on for even like a minute longer, where he's like sort of trying to negotiate with her for her to strike him down.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's pull back or go faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, strike me down more.
So where are you at with the Wellbutrin right now?
I forgot to take it today, so I feel crazy.
But you seem great, is what we're saying. Maybe you don't need it.
Yeah, but I also took it real late yesterday, so we're at like a 24-hour cycle.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm not going to feel anything for a month. I'm just feeling a little testy. So I don't know what it is. Yeah, no. So you guys got to deal with that. But I'm also not high today. So I usually get high on the episode.
Okay.
It's fun because you got to just handle it. But now I'm just in my head.
You're in your head about what you're saying and how you're acting?
About everything. Yeah.
Because high people get in their own head, but you get in your own head not being high, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I'm in my head right now. I'm in my head saying a lot of real crazy things. Crazy.
What are the things? All right.
Yeah, give me some
What are the things in your head, man? You're just hanging out with me and Matt.
I don't know why Matt's been pretending to be my friend for years.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
Whoa.
Wow.
You wanted to hear it?
That's fucked
Yeah.
up.
No, I know, but I know that guy's wrong.
For sure.
But he's saying there.
Let me talk to that guy. Get him out of there.
Larry.
Bring that guy to the
I'm going
surface.
to drag him out and kick the
Yeah,
shit out
he
of him.
just for a second.
He says all these things and they're all bad. He keeps me from calling people. He keeps me from it's crazy. But I'm like, no, man, stop it. Just I heard a thing. Let me talk positive. I heard a great thing yesterday. And I know you love me. And what I do is the other guy goes, we have evidence that shows Matt Wayne loves you. Here is the evidence.
I want to see that evidence.
The evidence is you called him, he answered, he talked. It's great. He immediately came here. It's like a 2-hour train ride. Matt loves you. You know Matt loves you. What are you talking about? Right? But I heard this, and this was game changing. And this is in Talktown. But I saw this quote yesterday that said, confidence is trust in yourself. It's like just trusting yourself. And I was like, oh, like that's great. Like just trust yourself.
Yeah.
This isn't the vibe of the. See? See?
Just let things be.
But you gotta
whatever they are for a
Yeah.
second, man.
Yeah, and trust yourself.
I can't. I must.
So what
The
happened
Emperor.
with you? You were talking about this journey here or whatever.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was on the N train and it just changed course. It just
Took you to the queue.
I woke up, not woke up, but I popped up. I saw 86th Street and I had to get off. I was like, fuck this town. This town sucks wet anus. I think I sent to you.
Let me ask you this. You wanted to talk about old people.
Oh yeah, I did want to talk about old people because
Maybe we start now. Welcome to Talktown. We're here with Matt Wayne.
I was saying we could just make whatever this is the Patreon and then do the other one the next.
Oh, that's weird because then my head goes, see? It's not going well. Anthony wants to make it the Patreon.
No.
Oh, it's going great.
fine. I just think we're warming up. That's
We're
all.
warming up.
Yeah. I just think
we haven't seen each other in a minute. We're hanging out. They'll cut it up. It's gonna be cut up.
Who's they?
You guys. Yeah, Lex.
You gotta. You gotta cut this thing up.
No, yeah, old
cutting
people.
knob.
I like old people. We all were related to old people. Your
Sure.
mom is old.
You'll become old.
I will become old. Hopefully, yeah. My parents are old. I like old people, but a lot of them are in the way. They're like they got canes and shit, and it's a single lane traffic situation. Sometimes small sidewalks. So I think we just need to get them out.
Get them out.
No, I got a great idea. It's not gonna be bad for them. If you are over the age, what do you think the cutoff is? Because there are more vibrant people now. So maybe 80? Is that where we start?
Okay, yeah, 80.
Okay, if you're 80,
there's some spry 70-year-olds out there.
yes.
Yeah.
If you're 80 or older, I think you should qualify for a program where you just live on a cruise ship all the time, and you're just out at sea.
Okay.
We just send all the
We send
old
the
people,
at sea.
80 and over, out at
Like
sea.
Legolas in Lord of the Rings. We just send them out.
Yes, exactly. Like
Yeah.
some kind of Valhalla. And they're just out there and they can eat the buffet, they can go to the slot machines, and then like if there's an emergency, they can come back.
For sure.
But
I'll say this.
leave them out there, and then if they die out there, just over the side like Bin Laden and bye.
Well, that card's kind of weird. You just Bin Laden them. You just kick them off the edge.
Well, you talk to the family and see if they're okay with it first.
Yeah.
You say, your mom passed at the old slot machine today. We're gonna just dump her over the side. Is that okay with you? And you all go like this because you already did it.
They may want a funeral. Do we do a funeral for them? Okay, let me pause. And if I can not correct you, let me add to this. I love this idea, but I want to add a few things.
Sure.
Not just cruise ships.
It's a raw idea.
We create land cruise ships, right? Think of in Star Wars those giant things where the little guys were in them. I can't think of their name. The Jawas, right? We have land cruise ships, and they just go on those so they could just drive around the country.
Okay.
Right?
That's
Because
going to
the
gum up the
sea-
works, though. And it's like, where are you going to put those things? It's going to be traffic.
They're always moving. They're always going. These things are huge, right? You get them on their own roads. They're just going around. We could make a highway that just goes around the town. They just circle because the sea is an issue sometimes. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
I also think land trips are fun. 2, you do a funeral before you send them out on the cruise ships or land ships, right? That's when you do the funeral. Because I've been a big proponent of doing a funeral when you're alive so that people you can see who loves you, right? So we go, hey, you're going to send you out on the boat. We're never going to see you again. You're going to spend the rest of your life on these great cruise ships where I'm sure they'll treat you fine.
Yeah,
because
there'll
I'm
be
sure
a good
people
staff.
are checking on you.
We'll get a
right?
good staff.
We do the funeral, and then we give you a kiss, and then we send you out on the ship.
I love this funeral idea. That could be part of the package deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the move. The preemptive funeral. Because that's the problem with the funeral is like I've always had, is like, man, they would have loved this.
Right.
All we're doing is talking about how great they were.
Yeah.
And it's all for the person that never gets to see it. That sucks.
Right.
So with that, you get that, and then you get them out of the way. You get them international waters. And yeah, I think it's great, man. I love this.
I also want to add this to the funeral conversation we're having. I think you should get a funeral once every 3 years. Like I need one.
Right.
Right now, I'm going through this Wellbutrin adventure. I would love a funeral where we just have everyone come and they do a roast, but positive. Everyone goes, he was great. We love him. And he's right over there.
Yeah, I think too that it's so funny. Like if you do this like every couple of year funeral like that, so the person who's getting eulogized or whatever is just like, do you guys know something I don't about me coming up?
What
Do you know what I mean? Like that you're having this funeral for me.
Oh, right. Well, they go, are you guys sending me on the ship? Like, I'm not ready to go. And it's like, oh, you're going.
Right.
We're putting you on the ship.
Right.
Well, every 3 years, you will be closer to death.
It's true.
Yeah.
You're always closer. Every minute you're closer. You don't know when it's coming.
Now, how does
Those glasses are freaking me out, by the way, Anthony. There's nothing I can say except the fact that they're
kind of
freaking
fun.
me out. And I'm not even high.
I can't tell if they're like, are you supposed to be a bug?
Can we give you the
Are you
fuck
supposed
yous?
to be an alien? Are they bug or alien eyes? Alien bug.
I think they
Yeah.
are alien because I remember when I bought them, they said alien.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Hand
It's
these
like a
to him,
311 situation.
What do you
Whoa.
Matt, hand him these.
What?
Just hand him these. Just give him these. These are better for you.
What are
What?
these?
I want to wear these.
Oh, these are downward.
No.
Oh, no, you put them this way and they're upward.
They're 9/11 middle fingers.
9/11 middle fingers. Wow. Well, that's an option.
Sorry. So go on with the funeral.
Well, you're the.
No, but Anthony had a point.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, Does the boat? I mean, the boats they have to dock, and then the families can see them when they dock. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, you could set up some visitations, or maybe get a Zoom thing going. The important thing is that they're off the streets. You know, with their walkers and their canes, and they're hunched over. They can't see. They can't drive. Get them out, and then like they get to have a great time.
On the boats.
On the boats.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, I love it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how we pay for it, but it's how hard.
We don't, in Talktown, we don't talk about finances.
Exactly.
Also, there is money. It's just that everyone, all the rich people in this country are hoarding it all. In Talktown, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Only nice people. So there's a lot of money to go around, you know, for the old people boats and the old people the land machines.
So would you give them an option? You can go land or sea.
Yeah, land or sea. Or you could, maybe you got more than 1 year left. Maybe you could rotate. You know, I like the idea of land because it's like a party bus, a giant party bus. And you could go to different places in America. Maybe you want to see the Grand Canyon. You can't do that on a cruise ship.
Yeah, maybe we can get some kind of deal with Amtrak. Get them on an Amtrak.
This is what I'm talking about. This is a great idea. You just solved it. Get them on the train tracks.
Yeah. And then they let you get out at different stops, different cities. You can go get a sandwich at a different place if you don't want to. You're sick of the train food. But you got to be back, or else we're leaving without you, and then you're all alone.
Then you got to get to see one.
Are they on? Are they on the rails that we're on? Do you know what I mean? Like, are they like?
No, it'd be too smelly. They got to get their own line with all their diapers.
So you're saying a whole new train line across the country just for this?
Yeah, that's right.
That's what Matt says.
Yeah, it's just like a nursing home, but it's on the go, and they're seeing the country. And, you know, and they get meals, 3 hots and a cot. It's great for them.
I do like the idea that music is playing on the ship so loud, but not in the ship, so that you can hear them coming. So it's fun for other people
Yes.
too.
Yeah, I love
so
that.
you hear like, you know, HOTT, and you're just like, oh my God, there comes the party ship. And the old people are just, woo, having. I really want them to have a great time because I love old people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want it to be good for them. This
Yeah.
is not a punishment. This isn't like you time to get on the ship, old man. It's like, dude, get up there, get laid, you know, play the slots.
Right. I don't understand how we haven't developed like exosuits for old people yet. You know, like
What do you mean?
Like in the end, Alien, like
Oh, yeah.
you know, throw them
like
in
a
there,
new
have a hard
body,
time
like
walking.
Krang.
Right, a Krang body.
A Krang body.
You know, you take their old head, you throw it in a Krang body. Now they're running around. They're doing make them cops.
Shredder.
Make them cops.
You know?
Okay.
Oh, yes.
You get these old people. I mean, they're a little edgy.
But they're
so-
cops with new bodies. New bodies but cops.
You make them fun cops.
So you're talking about like a young suit for them to wear so they could be as spry as like a young person?
Krang suit.
Okay.
You know, where they got a
Right.
big
Yes.
piece of glass with their heads coming out.
I love this. They control it with all of their wisdom and perspective that they've gained throughout the years.
Yeah.
But now they have this new muscular body. They can just like go through a wall.
And they could be
shake their
rollerblading,
fists.
skateboarding. They could be doing hot adventures. They could be
Hot adventures.
adventures.
What's a hot
climbing.
adventure in your head?
Yeah, you know, like, you know, sweating it up at the beach, picking up chicks, you know, in your fucking exosuit. You know, but they're all old people chicks. It's other
So the suit
exosuits.
sweats.
Yeah, you know, we had
The
a
synthetic
function.
sweat. It's like you gotta just so they get the full experience.
There's a
hot
woman
there.
on a beach and a person, an old person and a young person
In a crank suit.
in a crank suit
In an
comes up to them and
exosuit,
goes,
yeah.
are you single or you come around here often?
And it's just
or?"
a floating head. And then he's like, look at the size of the dong on this model. And then she looks down and, ooh, yeah.
How I'd like to draw the image. Think of a cylinder filled with water, almost like a Bacta tank in Star Wars. So they got the mask on their face. They're floating around in this bottle in water. The water's got arms and legs and a fake head of the celebrity they chose, right? So you got like a Brad Pitt 16-foot head, right? These crazy strong arms, and then their old person body just floating around in the suit, walking around the beach, being like, "Are you single?" Yeah, I think this is a winning idea.
I think so too.
I think it's cool, man.
I think it would work. I think you'd still like get some younger men or women who are like, oh, this person will take care of me, and they got a nice young body now.
Yeah. Yeah, and old people fall a lot. You know, it's like this is going to help them so many. Yeah, why don't we just do the Krang suit? I like the Krang suit.
They can just be heads.
They can just be the head. I mean,
Yeah, so either you go to sea or we just take the head. Those are the options. Go on a ship or we take your
Or
head and
your
put you in a
head.
crank suit. Whatever, whatever your 401k covers.
right.
Oh, I thought. Okay. Oh, all right, I think I'm misinterpreting the Krang suit. So they put that on, and then it allows them like more freedom of movement, or
Yes.
no?
Yes.
Okay. They're having
I'm
essentially a robot body.
Right.
Which
I think it's great.
And also I don't know what you thought we were talking about because we got very in depth there. So where was your mind going? Because maybe you have a whole other idea that could be better.
I think when it gets so detailed into the actual architecture of the suit, I start to get lost
Because
I get hung
hate
up.
those glasses because I can't tell when you're sleeping.
I'm not sleeping. I'm thinking so hard that it hurts my brain. I think that when you start saying like it's got 8 arms and this and that stuff, that's when I go like
I knew I lost you guys on that.
I wasn't lost.
I get I can't follow 100%.
This is what I want to get for this podcast. I want to get one of those guys who draw like a character drawers for like crime. You know, where like you tell something, like, oh, this is the man who attacked me on the subway. And when I'm saying my ideas, they're sketching it behind us.
It would be easier.
You know?
That would be
so they
great.
could be drawing the idea.
What are they called? They have a name. What is it?
Etch a sketch. Sketch artist
There you go.
from Alex.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that for old people, that's one way to help solve old people.
Take
You
their
know,
head or put them at sea.
And I like
yeah.
that. They go, do you want to go to the water? Do you want to go to land? Or are we taking your head?
Yeah.
You're 80 years
Those
old.
are 3 great ideas for an 80-year-old.
Yeah, at least I've got options.
Yeah.
Because right now it's like the nursing home or bust.
Yeah.
Are we letting the old people in the crank suits on the party boats as well? Or is it like one or the other?
Well, I guess
I
they
think it's
take up
one or
more
the other.
space. Yeah, it's one or the other. You can, I guess, but the problem is if you do crank suit, there's no going back. You're ahead forever.
You're just,
We can't put your
whatever
head
you got
back
left.
on the body. Now you're Krang body.
Yeah, you're in the crank.
Oh, so that all right? This is okay. I mean, I get Krang. Okay, this is what I think my disconnect is coming from.
Okay. Go slow, because probably the crowd doesn't understand either.
I thought it was like you're not doing anything to their bodies. It's just some magical suit they're putting over themselves, which enables more movement.
That might be a better idea.
A magical movement suit.
Yeah. Because you said exoskeleton. So I think when you said exoskeleton, I've gotten hung up on that ever since then, as it's just like almost like in Dune, where like they wear this.
Dune.
Okay, it's fine. But so I don't realize now you're saying that it's like it's a dismembered head.
Well,
Yeah, the crank suit.
but it's it's going to be complicated though
Stop
because you
yelling
have
Krang
to.
suit
The
at
crank
me.
suit. It's a giant body with a
Stop it.
glass in the abdomen,
I get
and the
it.
head is jammed in there.
The only
Jammed.
problem is
doesn't
the
matter
head-
how big your head is.
There's going to be I don't know how
And
it
what
works
is that fluid?
with the wiring. It's like barbicide or something. I don't.
Yeah.
But you have to wire the head to everything so it works. Or from the neck, maybe. I don't know. If you're taking the head off the body,
Yeah, we got to figure out that.
There's a
But
way to
Elon
get-
Musk has got one of those things.
Yeah,
We'll take that
and-
Elon Musk thing.
He has one of these.
He doesn't have a crank suit, but he's got a BioLink. He's trying to put implants in your brain.
Yeah.
Neuralink into the crank suit.
the only
Right.
drawback with the crank
Man.
suit thing is
What?
it's gonna prolong their lives,
Well, then there's no death. That's solving everything. We just solved
and you're
death.
gonna be wall-to-wall crank suits.
Wall to wall. That's great.
I say you're gonna
Then
run
we
into
invade Canada, take their land.
We're gonna run out of resources to make these suits.
Okay, whoa.
We got way too many people.
I think you're gonna run into this issue with the crank suit.
Tell me.
Is you're gonna have people be like, crank suit me. And you're gonna be like, you're 33.
Yeah.
Well, you can
crank
cash in
suit.
early. That's your choice. Cash in early. I'm going Krang.
You can't cash in early unless you got some kind of disease. Like
You're
you got
running
MS.
into-
Yes,
All right.
yes.
I'm waking
yes.
Right. You get
And
in a
this can
car
help.
accident,
This
we
can
crank
help
suit
with
you.
that. Oh my god, we could Krang suit early if you qualify.
But then you got a lot of people just shoving their arm into meat grinders trying to get crank suited.
Right.
And then their insurance doesn't cover it.
I'm out of here today.
What's the incentive? Hang on though. What's the incentive of being crank suited at
you're
such a young age?
You're unstoppable.
You're unstoppable. These things are unstoppable. They're 16 feet tall.
But you look insane. You're gonna
have to get a bigger bed.
You think your kids are gonna still love you? Oh, you're unstoppable. You two idiots.
You don't look insane because there's 300 other crank suits.
Unstoppable for who?
Everyone in your high school
You work
is
in a
now
bank?
crank suited.
Because now your gym teacher is a crank suit guy.
Yeah.
He's like, listen up, punks. And you're gonna do what he says.
Yeah, you think the school's gonna go, hey, Marty, we've noticed a real change in you ever since you've been a crank suit person. You're so aggressive. Everyone hates it.
And no one can
It's
You
not
keep breaking through walls. We can't afford it anymore.
Not to mention, people are terrified.
Well, there is an alternative to the Krangs suit.
What the hell are you two
We give
talking
him a Master
about?
Blaster, where we find one of these like kind of handicapped men who's very big and strong, and you throw him on the back. Remember Master Blaster? From
I don't know what Master Blaster is.
You know it from Mad
You're gonna
Max.
have to explain. You're gonna have to explain both these
All right,
things.
yeah.
Slow down.
First,
And do not interrupt me.
I have to. It's been a runaway train with you. It's the Master Blaster and then a kind of handicapped person. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
what does one
man.
have to do with the other?
Stay tuned and pay attention.
I am so paying attention, Greg.
Master Blaster from Mad Max was who had to fight. Master
What
Blaster.
era? I've only seen
Mad
the
Max
Furiosa.
Beyond Thunderdome.
I don't know
okay?
this one.
All right, so I'll talk you through it.
Okay.
In the movie Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, there is a giant Herculean type man who's a little Baba Bobo, right? Missing a piece of his brain.
Baba
but
Bobo.
strapped to his back.
Why can't I?
Let me finish.
You
And
say
then
something so funny like Baba Bobo, and then you don't let us talk.
Because let me finish, then you'll understand. Then you can save your questions. He's big, he's strong, and strapped to his back is a little midget man. Because the little midget man wasn't strong enough to fight in the Thunderdome. So he strapped himself to a giant Baba Bobo, half brain ridden strongman, right? So that's what Master Blaster was. You don't remember this?
So the Master Blaster is a little person attached to a Baba Bobo.
Yeah, to a very handy, like a mongoloid.
So he's a mongoloid.
Yeah, well, no, we got that part.
Yeah.
You don't have to
But
keep
so they
digging your hole.
need each other.
That's the alternative to the Krang suit is we strap you to a mongoloid. You know, if you're an old person, you strap you on the back to a mongoloid, he's running you around town.
No,
That guy gets happy for anything. You feed him a little cheese.
Oh boy.
That's perverse. I think we've gone too far.
Why?
I think Krang body is where it ends. You
I'm
can't.
offering options.
The options are Krang, land casino, or sea casino. That's it.
Or strap him to a mongoloid.
I don't think so.
I'm still hung up on Baba Bobo.
Yeah.
Baba Bobo.
As a term that people go, all right, I know
He's
we
a
can't say
little
these things.
Baba Bobo.
Can we do Baba Bobo? Are they okay with that?
I think so.
Baba Bobo is the only Thai word I know. Baba, if you ever want to impress your Thai, if you ever go to a Thai restaurant,
Press your tie.
and it's like a Thai person serving you, and your mom says something crazy, just look at the Thai waitress or waiter, and then look at your mom and just go, Baba Bobo, right? And they'll laugh because that means cuckoo.
Baba Bobo.
Yeah.
You know what I
Cuckoo
always,
and Thai.
when like something like this, like when you know like one phrase in
Yeah.
another language, like it's always exciting when you say that phrase, but then I get so nervous after that because then the other person on the other end goes like, oh, you know Thai. Now I'm excited. And then
Yep.
you go, I only know Baba
Yeah, I
Bobo.
only know-
It's such a, oh man.
That's why you do it on the exit. You go, Baba Bobo, I gotta go to the bathroom. You run away.
But then you just said cuckoo. I got to go to the bathroom.
So wait, I don't the Master Blaster backpack situation. What is this solving?
This is when I get so frustrated when I'm saying something so fucking clear and so crystal fucking clear and so beautiful, and you guys aren't following me on this.
No, I'm following
If
you.
you don't want to have your head cut off and put into a Krang suit, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's another option. We strap you to the back of a mongoloid, and he walks you around town so you're not in the way. And
Oh, I
he's
see.
super strong. You're pulling the
so you can
strings
get
on
stuff
this guy.
off the shelves. You can
Right.
shop.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
this isn't
yes.
so bad.
So this is another service. So say you're like,
Who
okay,
feeds the mongoloid?
You do with cheese every time he does something good.
Can I say this? Maybe they don't have to. What about like just like a teenager who wants to save up to go to the prom and they need a job?
This is a great idea. Now you're on board.
They
this
have
is what
to
I'm talking about.
prove.
Yeah,
You're an old man. You got a lot of money,
that's what I mean.
right? Well, then you hire a high school football
Right.
player
Yes.
who couldn't quite make it.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
you ride on his handlebars. He just rides you around
Well,
town.
I was thinking, like so many kids, like remember you guys, you'd come home from college and you'd paint somebody's house or something.
Yeah, sure.
And like that's a shit job. And instead of that, you could have an older person strapped to your back and you'd be getting apples for them at the grocery store.
Yeah, and I will say this: they did.
I like it.
They did touch
Great.
on this a little bit in Arrested Development. I don't know if you remember Martin Short's character.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Martin Short's character, he goes, I refuse to go wheelchair. And so he would be carried around. He was carried around by the guy who couldn't hear him.
Yes.
And he goes, swoop me. Swoop him. That's like one. I didn't
That
think it
is
was that funny when that show came out.
same.
But looking back, that's one of the
So funny.
funniest fucking scenes.
I think you age in, and I'll say this about Martin Short in general. I think you age into him. When I was younger, I didn't really get Martin Short. I thought it was too much. It was I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, man, he might be the funniest person who ever was on the planet.
So
Yes.
so true.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
He's become one of my favorite of the Amigos. It used to be Chevy Chase, and now it's like he's third.
You're a Ned man now.
Yeah.
Totally. And look, and I don't know if you watch Only Murders in the Building.
You told me it was bad.
It is not. It is, in my opinion, it's not. It's like it's a fine show.
Okay.
But Martin Short, it's just a Martin Short vehicle. He's
Worth it
so
or not?
funny. Yeah, it's worth it. It's just he's so funny.
I've never seen it.
Is it better than What We Do in the Shadows?
No.
Okay, because I'll say this. We had Anthony Atamanik, who's on this show, before I had watched that show. Thank God we don't have him on now, because I'd be quoting him to his face, because he's like my favorite character in the show.
Yeah, he's funny.
so funny. He's just like this Italian neighbor he's just like me and Anthony. And a little bit you're Italian.
I remember I auditioned for the role as whatever, and then it came out, and I was like, I'm so glad I didn't get it.
You auditioned for that?
Yeah. For that
How
exact.
did you get that, Becky?
What's up?
Because this is what makes me mad.
It's just like,
I would have got that role.
okay.
I would have nailed it.
Not insulting. Not insulting in the least.
Not to be an asshole.
You blew it. I would have nailed it. You would have dropped Baba Boa on them, and it would have been like, hire this man.
If I was going for, half-handicapped cab driver, I'm losing that role to you. Obnoxious Italian next-door neighbor, I beat you.
Wow,
we
man.
know what we are.
2 takedowns.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough
Back to back.
just to be like, of course you didn't get the role. I would have nailed that role.
Come on.
Instead, layered on.
Let's be clear here. Let's be clear. Let's be honest here. Who we are as characters. You know what you are. You're hilarious, but obnoxious Italian neighbor, Matt Wayne, Greg Stone. We are going for that role. You're not going for. You're not.
Yeah,
You're not-
you're too
thing.
likable to be obnoxious.
Yeah, no, I'm more the professor who's just fucking all his students.
Absolutely. Hi, Indian guy. You're gonna nail it. You know what I mean? You're getting those roles, man.
Yeah, wait a minute. You did play a cab. We were in something together.
Oh, right.
Where you played a cab
I guess
driver
I am your Uber driver.
for Doug Smith's web series.
Yeah,
that
that's
was so
right.
fun.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I remember that.
You threw me up against a car.
Yeah, I was really.
Yeah, you got into
I was
it.
really acting.
Let me tell you this. I just got furious at Doug for not having me on that web series.
You were on it.
And then I remembered I was on it.
Yeah, you're in the next scene.
But he didn't have me on the Greg Now. Greg is so mad.
Come on, Anthony. You know what that wasn't an insult.
Yeah, I'm fucking around, Greg.
Yeah, well, I'm not. My Wellbutrin hasn't. I didn't have my welly today.
Well,
That's insane.
Butrin.
You made
Back to
fun
the
of
well.
me. I came back with it, and you went, "How dare you, Anthony?" That's what an insane thing you just did. But I really like the Land Crew. I love the music. You mentioned this before. I always get excited, and I don't really know. You see it in New York all the time, and you see these like buses that go around at midnight that are just like, they're painted purple or whatever they are, and then there's just a bunch of like older Puerto Rican people or Spanish, Latin people in there just having a great time.
I thought they were bang buses. I used to think that.
Yeah.
And then someone told me, no, they're just party buses.
Right. But they don't seem. They just seem like it's Saturday night. They
Right.
don't seem like tied to an event. Do you know what I mean? They just seem like, hey, we run this service.
And it could be happening. It could be happening 7 days a week.
We could definitely
70s.
take one of those.
Yeah.
We just do one. We take one of those, instead of getting a limo or a cab. How much is an Uber? $100? Well, pay $300. You got pretty much a disco bang bus that'll take you to the event. That's way more fun.
Yeah.
I would do that.
What do you think they could put in Ubers? I'm just thinking about this now to really make you feel like, you're somebody. Do you know what I always
how to fancy up an Uber.
Yeah, because I always loved I loved in Succession when Kendall, when he gets picked up every day and he's like reading the paper in the back, like
He's got his headphones in.
he's got his
yeah.
headphones in. Like, what can they do to make you feel richer than you are?
Okay.
For 10 to 15 minutes.
I got one.
A masseuse
say?
is great.
That's great.
Masseuse is good. I
that's-
think
yeah.
When you're
just a
ready.
little phone
A little phone.
that you could just
Woo!
and you could talk to
I
the
love
driver. You could just talk to the driver instead of being like, "Hey man, can you put music on?" You're like, "Hey, can we get some music in here?"
That's fucking great. That's a
That's
great
awesome.
fucking
It's a
idea.
little quiet back here. Thank you so
Also,
much. All right,
it
bye bye.
breaks up the idea of like when they just start talking to you and you don't realize they're talking to you.
Yes.
I hate that because
Because you don't know if they're on the phone or what's happening.
I don't know, honey. Whatever you want to do. I don't really care. What are you up to tonight? Hey, where am I going? Like, you talking to me? You talking to your
Yeah.
fucking wife?
Put her on speakerphone.
So first of all, I love this idea. It's old school phone.
Yeah, it's and it has to
you
have
turn
a
on the heat.
cord. A little cord is fun.
And he goes right away. That's a fucking great idea. I'll
Get
say
some
this.
phones in there.
I had thought about this because I was thinking about doing an Uber. I was like, maybe I'll try Uber for fun for a month.
Yeah.
And I was like, what would I do? I go, I would install a tiny little red carpet so that every time you open a door, it flops out and you can just walk out
That's
on this
good.
little
That's
red
great.
carpet.
That's
And I was like,
great.
I think I could actually build that.
That's great.
Yeah, a little red carpet that shows you there.
And then after you let them out, you're like, hey, can you put it back in? Roll that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the experience is over, asshole.
Yeah. It'd have to have a retracting. You are right. It should have its own self-retracting thing.
It could be like one of those vacuum things. You tug on it, it goes boom, you know.
Perfect.
It goes right back.
Or like Pee Wee Herman's blanket, you know, when he would do this, and then he lets it go and it falls
Yeah.
down.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, what else? So we got a phone that talks directly to the driver.
Red carpet that comes back on its own.
Okay, we install the glass between the driver and the patron again, but it's a fish tank. I always
Love that.
fish in between. That's how you got to call them. You got a fish tank in between you.
That's perfect. That makes the phone even more useful. You're like, I
Absolutely.
can't talk to these fish.
Yeah.
Hello.
Got to use the phone. We got a fucking shark in between us, a little baby shark.
How about a fireplace?
Have you seen
Fireplace.
Fireplace is great. I think a fireplace is really great. Have you seen? You said you've seen this before?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I thought you might have said that. Sorry.
Absolutely. I would
Okay.
love to. This is like, we should get Pimp Your Ride back for one more week.
I know.
Just to
I
make the
know.
ultimate Uber.
Man. Yeah, man. I think that's like when people talk about like the 90s or whatever was better. I think that's the only thing where I go, it did have Pimp My Ride.
Pimp My Ride was awesome.
Yeah.
It did have Pimp My Ride and Cribs, and that was great.
Yeah.
Those were simple, great shows.
Yeah, well, also too, I think celebrities have changed too, because I think before with Cribs, like you were like celebrities were doing fun stuff in their homes. Now, because I'll watch like Architectural Digests, like whatever, and like they're just nice homes. I don't know what it is. Celebrities maybe know too much about design, or they've gotten more tasteful, whatever it
Right.
was. But man, back then you'd be like
That was the first time motherfuckers were getting money for no reason.
Yeah.
Also,
and
and
fun
then they would
fact,
like go through their fridge.
Fun fact: MTV Cribs was 90% fake. They were all rented houses for the shows,
What?
not their actual houses.
Really?
Yes.
That's so crazy because they would be like, check out the fridge.
Method Man was the only person he refused to, and they went to his shitty Staten Island apartment where people were sleeping
with
on the
the dollar
floor
box.
because he refused to.
That
play
was
the
Red
games.
Man.
Red Man.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Because he refused to play the games
right.
of pretending.
And it was
this
the
is-
best episode.
Yes.
It was so funny.
He planted his like cousin sleeping in the back. I mean, it's so like legitimately so funny. But yeah,
I want to bring up a thing.
Go ahead.
Back to the Uber. This might be too much. This might be me.
I mean, after the Shark Tank,
jumping
I don't
the
think
shark.
it's.
Do we have the Uber driver announce you? So they pull over, they get out, and they go, "Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Stone has arrived." And then the little red carpet comes out, and then you get out. Of
Yes.
the Uber. An announcer.
And because at the end, they have to announce you in. Because you know how like when you get an Uber, you're like, hi for Greg?
Yeah.
But instead, they pull up and they go,
Yeah.
Greg.
Yes.
What if
how
they
can
hold the sign like at the airport?
Hold the sign is always
Yeah.
fun.
Holden sign's good.
I want something more elegant though to get you in. You know, like, or okay, this is not a great idea, but I'm gonna just do whatever. He gets out. The Uber driver he has to get out and ask everybody, "Hey, have you seen Greg? Have you seen Greg?" Like something crazy is happening, right? They have to go. They have to run
And even
around.
if you're standing right there, you have to play along. You're like,
that's so funny. You're like, I did order an Uber hysterical.
Uber, yeah, that'd be so amazing. They run into the house.
Where
and go,
is he?
Jesus Christ, I need Greg Stone. Has anyone seen Greg?
I don't know why Uber doesn't offer that as like they give you just like
Uber
the size of the
hysterical.
car or the priority, but they don't give you like Uber situations. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Like, oh, I did order an Uber. My wife is in labor. You know what
Right.
I mean? So it's like you get in there and it's a little like movie for yourself. It's a little scene.
And if
Oh,
you don't,
that's
you don't
a
want to.
great
I mean, this is
idea.
like a classic Larry David kind of thing where you're in a date you want to be in. Uber driver runs in and he goes, "Your wife is in labor. You gotta go." And he gets you out. That's a great service.
I
for
ordered
Uber.
an Uber bad date.
Yeah.
And then that's so funny.
oh, that's
Yeah.
a great idea. That's
They
a great
come in here
service.
like, "Hey man, you get kidnapped." They pretend to kidnap you. They just put a fucking bag over your head and drag you out, and it's like your date's over. Uber kidnap is great,
Uber Kidnap is one of the best ideas I've ever heard.
except
It gets you out of anything.
when you actually get kidnapped.
Sure, of course.
And then your family goes, "I think he was just Uber kidnapped," and they don't look for you for 24 hours. And those, as we know, are the most critical hours of a kidnap.
Yeah.
You know,
That's so
But that's
funny.
also a fun movie because then the person who gets kidnapped, they're like, okay, Uber driver. Sure, whatever. And then you end up
Essentially the idea of Three Amigos.
just dumped in it. Yeah, it's like, this is real. This is real. Yeah.
This is real. This is a real kidnapping.
Uber's texting you like, you seem to be going off route. Is everything okay? And you're like, wow, they're really great about that. Like, it's so real.
What a great experience.
Yeah.
This is The Game. Is that the movie, The Game?
Yeah.
The Game
Part of
or
the
Tropic
game.
Thunder. Yeah, I mean, that's...
It's been done.
Also, too,
But we love
Uber.
it.
I
But we
mean,
can do it
Uber's
better.
the big
Yeah.
thing is like, they get so mad. You talk to drivers, and rightfully so, about picking drunk people up like late at night, and these drunk people like throw up in the car or whatever it is. Why don't they just like have that as one of the cars? Like lean into it.
Oh, Uber Vomit.
Would you like a vomit car?
Would you like a vomit car?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a great idea.
It's just an ambulance.
Because if you
They
knew,
just send you an ambulance.
Yeah, and if you knew vomiting was cool,
Right.
not cool, but like if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
That's all right. Then you're like, all right, I can let it fly.
I will say there needs to be an in-between between Uber and ambulance because sometimes I don't know if I need an ambulance, and I definitely think an Uber isn't enough, right? Like I was having an asthma attack once.
I see what you're saying.
And the Uber came, and and the ambulance came, and I was like, well, I don't need to go to the hospital, but I do need a fucking treatment. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they did that or gone. So give me a halfway in between, like
Pharmacist Uber.
like a pharmacist Uber.
But then if they got to travel with too many things, they got an inhaler, they've got a pen, like an EpiPen. I don't know.
I mean, this does lean into Uber, I'm too high. When you call Uber, like, hey, man, I'm too high. And the Uber guy comes and he just puts you in the car and it's dark out shades and he puts on a little star light in the background, plays you some soothing music. And you just drive around the block
And
a
he
few
tells
times.
you it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uber, like an Uber that just drives. I mean, you used to do this. An Uber that just drives you around the block for a little while until you're ready to go back in the party. Like maybe you're at the party and you feel a little uncomfortable. It's like, I fucking hate this place. Uber comes around and goes, hey, man, we're here for Greg. You get the thing. You recalibrate. You go back into the party when you're ready.
Yeah.
Like a little timeout.
Or if you really hate the party, you can select the kidnap option.
Or the kidnap option.
And they just drag you out of that party. You're like, I don't know what's going on.
Don't let them take me. Don't let them take me.
Yeah, and then you get to the car, you're like, whew, God, they suck.
Yeah. And then one of your friends is like, damn, Greg's got Uber kidnap money? That's crazy. I didn't know he was doing so well. Yeah, Uber kidnap is good.
Yeah.
Uber hysterical. Okay, back to old people.
We solved old people.
I know, but I did have this little idea that probably isn't worth saying. Was it a combination of Uber and the Krang? Which is that the Krang bodies,
Lord,
because they're
man.
so strong.
I love the Krang body has become a thing.
It's my
Like it's going to be like a product. Like invest in Krang.
I want to do T-shirts for Talkdown that are just little glass, our faces in little glass things on the shirts.
With bubbles.
Yeah, get a Krang body.
Yes.
Like Futurama.
Futurama.
All the celebrities' heads were floating in.
That's true.
Yes, but are you familiar with the Krang body?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The Krang body. I'm gonna have to do a picture for the clip.
People might. Did Krang make it to the modern, like, because I know there's like a new
Right.
turtle cartoon that people really love, but is that, do they got Krang on that?
They've done like 15 of them, and sometimes yes, Krang's always there, but they don't always use the big mongoloid body.
Yeah, the big robot guy.
Yeah. Is mongoloid offensive? Does anyone know what a mongoloid even is?
I mean, I think
Mongol.
technically speaking,
Yeah, I
you're
think
not
it is.
supposed to say it.
A mongoloid.
It's a slur for Down syndrome people.
Yeah,
Really?
it's not
Yes.
great.
Well, that's
You've
not
been
what-
letting them fly.
And my issue with this is I didn't mean Down
Man.
syndrome people. I really meant like those strong people who've got a no brain. Like a Mongo, like a guy named, I'm Mongo. A guy ain't got a real brain, but he's real strong, Like
like a
Mice
George
and
the
Men.
Animal Steel.
Yeah, like a George the Animal eating the turnbuckle.
Yes.
Right.
That guy ate a turnbuckle in the middle of a match.
He did, and sometimes they made it look like they stuffed popcorn in there. Like, we'll give him a little treat.
I swear to God, I remember rice being in there.
That
I
could
can't
be-
believe we have the same wrong memory.
Of him actually eating food that they hid in there for him.
Yeah, wrestling has had multiple handicap wrestlers.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else was besides Animal Steel? Who else was a little simple?
What was his name? Jeremy or
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Fuck, what was his name? He had like a varsity jacket on, and he was like he was like the day before woke stuff started happening, and it was like right to the end. Like it was like, oh, this is that guy coming down. He was like, hey, you guys.
Yeah.
What was
boy.
his name? The wrestler. I don't know. I'm looking at you. I don't think you're a big wrestling guy.
Yeah, no.
Jeremy?
I only know like 80s
can't think
and
of the
90s.
name.
No, it was like late 2000s. It was after the good era. He was handicapped.
I'm drawing a blank, babe.
So, right. I was trying to think of more of the Krang stuff. Sorry.
I want just to finish that idea real quick. I did want to do a Krang Uber, so like you can these Krang people could start carrying you, like you get on like a little seat comes out of her back and they could rocket you somewhere. That's fun.
Maybe an umbrella if it's raining.
Right. I'll say this: that's not a bad Uber idea. Just a guy walks around with an umbrella, so you look really special. You know, like a guy in a suit, like a Bentley guy. You know, he comes around. He goes, "I'm here for Mr. Greg," and I come out and he goes, "Right this way," and then we walk home in the rain together.
Yeah, like your own Secret Service.
I always think that's like people should be just in the gig economy. You know, I think you should just have people that you're like, hey, have you not talked to anyone all day and you're walking around, like, you know what I mean? Here's the nearest person that you could just like say you have a story no one's picking up, you want to tell somebody,
you want to practice it.
Yeah, you want to practice it. Here's the nearest person.
That's a great idea.
That's around that'll listen.
Yeah,
a couple blocks.
Yep, that's him. What was his name?
Eugene.
Yeah.
Eugene.
You're meeting a friend and you get there really early. And you're like, this sucks.
Right.
Fire up the app. Right. Get a guy or a gal. You put in your whatever you want. They show up. And you're like, well, how's your day?
Yeah.
And then your friend shows up and you're like, all right, get out of here.
Also, too, for like job interviews. You know, like, when you get like early to a job interview, but you're like, I haven't talked to anyone all day, so I don't want the first thing I say to be to this person.
You want to get loose.
Yeah. A therapist with no credentials and can be there immediately.
Not even, you can just say whatever to them. You could just be like, you catch the Yankee game, you get talking, you get the engine going with talking.
This would also be good for your idea for teenagers trying to save up for prom.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, and then you could also feel like some kind of like, I don't know, like role model, you know, like you're like, how's school? You okay?
Let me say this. You know how some people go broke on prostitutes? This is how I would go broke. I would use this service every day. I'd call somebody immediately. It's like, I got to run this by somebody. And my friends are tired of me.
But it is a good service.
Funny.
Yeah.
These are some great ideas.
I would honest to God start doing this as a thing for people. I would do this job.
Yeah.
$20 an hour? $20, I'll do it for $20 an hour.
Then you order somebody.
We have ads.
They're out of normal people,
Nice.
and a Krang guy shows up. And you're like, more Krang guys. Trying to bring it back to Krang guys.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
I foresee with this Uber friend thing. You start talking to them, you have a good time, then they think you're real friends, and you kind of maybe are a little bit.
But it's
now
in
they
the
wanna stop paying
agreement
you.
that it's a cutoff situation. It's in the agreement. They can't get too close.
But they're going to be like, hey, man, can I call you later? And they'll be like, oh, I mean, yeah, but you guys still pay me.
Well, I think they never have your real number. You know, it goes through whatever. And like, you know how like the delivery drivers or whatever, sometimes like you'll call them and it's not, it's through a service.
See, I'm running into this problem with my doctor. I really think I like my doctor as a friend.
Right.
And I know that it can't go beyond that.
And you're trying to push it?
I'm not pushing it, but we've had some very deep conversations. I'm like, man, you get me. Like, I want to talk about this. I want to be your friend.
This is the one that you can call anytime,
Yeah.
as long as you have a question.
Yeah, I know. So now I'm like, I'm hiding friend stuff into medical advice.
How often is this person saying to you, what's the question?
I sent a text. It's like, man, my wife's driving me nuts last night. Man, I fucking snapped at her this morning. Anyway, I'm thinking about getting back on Adderall. So what do you think about my wife and the Adderall?
Yeah. And you're like, and speaking of the Yankee game, I yanked my arm the other day.
Yeah.
Where are we at with time, Alex? I'm sorry. Oh, okay. All right, let's do the ad.
Should we do the ads?
Yeah.
Or should we wait till Allison gets back? Because I'll say this: are you prepared for the ads?
No, I didn't even know.
It sounds big.
Rudy's back.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely. And I think his brother sent one to you. You're the
Really?
payment guy. You got to look at the payments.
All right.
Or do you want to do it next week?
I guess we could do it next week. No,
Or do you want to just pause so you can look at it, prepare, and then we'll do it?
What is this shirt you have on, by the way? That's like it's like a
Spinelli's
parody
Pizza.
of the Rancid album.
Oh, yeah, it's this pizza place that I think they're Greg's cousins.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
But
cool.
people do say this to me all the time, and then I have to go. I know Rancid. I like Rancid. Yeah, I've heard a couple songs, but yeah, it's a pizza place, unfortunately.
You got to go
pause for a
higher than a
second?
couple songs.
Yeah,
man. They
pause
rule.
for a second.
Yeah, can we pause for a second so we can look at the ads? Okay, so we're up to date on ads.
We're up to date on ads. We
Unless-
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
I would say, unless we missed one from you guys, please let us know. But I think we're still working on a system. I don't think we are. feel free to message.
Yeah, I think we're good because I think we're okay.
Because Zeke and Rudy have been firing back at each other. I think the war. I think they're at a ceasefire currently.
Well, I don't think we've gotten actually anything from Zeke.
Oh, so he hasn't sent you anything.
I don't think he sent anything.
All
I don't
right.
think they're and if I'm mistaken, obviously let us know. And we'll get you the next time.
So we do an ad here where our ad system on this podcast is anyone can have an ad. You pay us $20, we'll do your ad. And it has just become two brothers cursing at each other.
Zeke and
Rudy.
Zeke and Rudy.
So they don't own a business. They're just paying to smear.
Well, one other guy who owns a business, Graham, sent us an ad and we plugged his it was like a landscaping business.
Yeah, it was like I think getting wild animals out of your attic business.
Yeah.
That's a good business.
It's a great
People
business.
need that.
And we also got a message where some lady said she wants to pay $100 and then we'll have her be a guest host via Zoom on the podcast.
Yeah, this is what. Yeah, I messaged Greg earlier about an idea to have your followers not only do ads but maybe do quick appearances with you guys.
Yeah.
So she was saying $100 for a 10-minute spot.
So you're on the podcast for 10 minutes for $100.
Yeah.
And I immediately said, hell yeah, I'll do that. That's hilarious.
Sure.
That's great.
That's good money.
I wouldn't mind if our podcast just becomes other people sitting with us for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Pay
If you're
to
in
play.
town, you can come in. If you're not in town, I have an iPad that we can set up.
So that's out there, guys. $100, 10 minutes. Sit with the team.
Hang with the
man.
boys.
I think. Oh, I did want to mention this because I was doing my shows at the Port in Baltimore this weekend, and I don't know who did this because the host Adam came back to the green room and handed me this orange hat, and he said, "Someone is a giant fan of the podcast and would love for you to have this hat." And he said he'll know what it means, which I did, and I got very excited. And then I tried to come and find you, but you were gone. And Adam said you would message me, and no one messaged me. I just want to say thanks a lot.
Yeah.
This really made my night.
It's a good
This
hat.
was awesome. Thank you so much.
I like to think it was a hunter who wasn't a fan, who just doesn't want you to get shot in the wild.
Yeah, it could be. I'm out there in the woods taking down elk. So,
Thank Matt Wayne for coming.
yeah. And everybody watch Matt's special, man. It's so funny. Matt's one of the funniest comics in the world.
Thank you so much for saying that, Anthony.
Yeah. Do you have any dates or
Greg.
anything you
You have
want
any
to?
dates?
Dates. I got dates. When's this coming out? I'm at Eastville on Friday.
I think it comes out next Wednesday.
I will have been at Eastville. You should have came.
Give him
was
that
great.
February lineup for your boy.
February lineup.
Yeah.
What's happening in February?
Whatever you got going on, man.
I don't know. I got nothing,
fine.
man. I got nothing.
Sometimes you got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
Well, I'm just around town.
Yeah, Matt's bouncing around.
Yeah. I'm at the Borgata on the 31st of January and the 1st, but don't come to the show. Just come
plugs.
say hello. Just come say hello. 'Cause those shows are really hard. They're very difficult shows.
Sound wrong. It would mean more if you actually just hung out. He'll need that more after those shows than you being at the shows.
Yeah. And
makes
then
sense.
you and I on Valentine's Day weekend, we're in the Vermont Comedy Club the 13th and 14th of February.
That's right.
That's
We're
exciting.
going to be there. I think even the 15th.
We are.
13th, 14th, 15th.
That's
we will
right.
be which is such a great. This is so funny because I was like, Anthony, you want to just come to Vermont with me? And he was like, yeah, hell yeah, right. And then I told the owner, I was like, can I just have Anthony open for me? And he was like, what? He was so excited because he's you're getting a discount Anthony. This is a discount Anthony.
This is a discount Anthony.
You're getting a discount
and I will be
Anthony.
doing some discount sets. So it will be a lot of new.
This is a high-end duo.
Yeah, man, you're getting both of us for the price of one. That's great. You're getting discount Anthony.
Yeah. It's pretty fun.
I might have you come back up during my set to demand you do a material.
This man's making me work so much. Wow, you're really taking it. I'm being exploited.
Yeah, but the Vermont Comedy Club, that's gonna be fun.
That will be a good time. man.
Anything else? Anthony, do you have dates?
Yeah, I'll be at Commonwealth in Dayton, Kentucky. It's right next to Cincinnati on January 31st. And then I will be in St. Louis at the Westport Funny Bone February 6th through, I think, the 8th. And then with Greg in that weekend. And then,
Royceford, 28th.
yeah, and then I'm
Soldiers.
Royceford with Greg the 28th. And then the Dojo with Greg in March. When is that?
Love the dojo.
I forgot about
Love the dojo.
In Jersey, in Morris Plains. I think March 7th.
that. The Comedy Dojo, March 7th.
Yeah. And
Then
then
a little discount Anthony, a little discount Greg.
Yeah, and I'll be in Albany February 23rd and somewhere upstate New York February 21st. So, if you got all that, Come out.
That's good. I do have a website. Check that out.
That's bad.
You might
No
wanna tell
Wayne in Hell, which is also my Instagram handle. NoWayneInHell.com. There's some dates up there and link to my special. There's a bio if you want to know more about me. It's an official bio.
Yeah, I think so. And maybe I'll design these Krang shirts.
I'm psyched for the Krangs shirt. Put me
Go
down
for
for
it.
one.
Yeah? Who do you want? Anthony, Greg, or Allison? I'm going to do each.
I thought you were going to do all three, like in the same tank.
Oh, that's
That's a
fun.
major Krang.
That's a yeah, man. That's
Major
a problem,
Krang, dude.
That's like the Power Rangers, like everybody gets an arm.
Too many Krangs. All right. Well, I'll take.
I guess
Greg.
you're
I'll take
ending
a
the
Greg.
podcast.
No, I'm not. You
Ending.
are.
Yeah, we'll roll
I'm
right
not
into the
ending.
Patreon.
Yeah, we'll run into the Patreon. You can stick around for the Patreon. Or you gotta get out of here.
No, I'll stick around for the Patreon. I don't know what time it is, but I have a flag football game later.
Nice. Too cold.
Yeah.
Also, thanks to Alex
Murphy is
and
the architect
1234.
of the team.
I know.
Alex, what's your handle? At Good Slang.
Good Slang.
At Good Slang. This guy does great video stuff. And
Sure
that's
does.
it.
Cool.
All right, we'll see you all. We'll see you on the Patreon.